have been few movies when I was in a theater where I thought, I'm just gonna leave. I can't sit through the rest of this movie. It's so bad. And that's what Gretel and Hansel was like. It was so bad. So I wanted to get this review out very fast, just in case any of you have plans to go see it this weekend, and I just want you to just brace yourself for what you're going to have to endure. Maybe drink a little bit before you see it, drink during it. I don't know. You need to do something to alleviate the pain of having to watch this movie. So, as you probably have gathered from the title, by the way, it's not Hansel and Gretel, it's Gretel and Hansel, because Gretel is the main focus of this movie. Her brother's there, of course, but it's more about Gretel. There's no candy house, there's just food inside, which they desperately need, but I would almost have preferred this to be a fucking gingerbread house with candy on the outside. That would have brought me at least a little bit more joy. Anyways, in this version, Gretel has powers and the witch is interested in helping her develop it, but of course her little brother is getting in the way of that because, you know, nasty evil men, I don't know. Honestly, if you told me that this movie was written by a bunch of high schoolers and they shot it, I would be like, oh, that explains a lot. And kudos for you. You're taking the first step to being a filmmaker. Now you just need to work on dialogue, making sure it doesn't absolutely suck, having rhyme and reason to your scenes and transitions, and actually not setting up a bunch of stuff that makes absolutely no sense and goes absolutely nowhere. But you're doing a good job for taking your first steps into film writing and making. And I feel like maybe I should go easy on the person that wrote it, because it seems like he's only ever written 2 things. And the guy that directed it, he's only directed 2 things. So even though they are older people, this is one of 2 projects they've ever worked on in the capacity that they're taking. So maybe they should stop doing that and focus their energy on something else, or maybe making a cohesive plot and movie would be my suggestion. I want you to watch this movie. I want you to see how Hansel and Gretel get kicked out of their home, and let me know if it makes any sense to you. So, okay, yeah, the dad dies and the mom just get out. Just go. It's not really explained, and they arrive in this house, and there's no reason why there's candles lit in there and how they can just go in there, and supposedly they know the person that lives there, but then there's this weird-ass zombie monster thing, and this guy pops out and kills it, and he's a good guy and leads them on their way. It makes no sense. At one point she wakes up and she got her fucking period, and there's blood everywhere, and she has to clean the sheets, and you're thinking, oh, that's gonna go somewhere, right? You just don't show a girl waking up covered in her period blood for no reason. Yeah, in this movie, you actually do. You actually see a girl get her period everywhere, which is fine, natural, happens. Washes the sheets in the river, and then it just goes somewhere else. Was this a fetish movie? I don't know what you guys were doing. I will say that little boy was so cute. Terrible actor, but he was so cute. Also, the witch, when she's young, hella hot. Also, if you do watch this movie, let me know how that whole curse thing made sense to you. So the girl in the pink hat that you're introduced to in the beginning, and how to live, her dad makes that deal, and then apparently she's just an evil little bitch. And then the mom ends up getting powers and then decides, I'm just gonna start killing kids and I'm gonna pass it on to you because you have the abilities, and then the end of it, and I don't I like that you're trying to take a fairy tale and you're trying to spin it into something unique. And we've seen other attempts that haven't been that great. I just feel like whatever you were going for, you failed so bad that I didn't want to sit through your movie. I was dreading the minutes of my life that were ticking away while I sat in that chair. And I watched your horrible, horrible movie. I want to look on fucking the listing, too, and see who did the camera work. Because I'm going to find that person and just beat the ever-loving shit out of them. Shaky cam is no longer the way we go. Shaky cam makes people want to vomit. When I hear other people around me going, wow, this camera work sucks, that's a problem. Because the average moviegoer, I'm not saying I'm above average, the average moviegoer usually doesn't express those kind of thoughts aloud unless the camera work is really terrible. When the whole scene is shaking nonstop for no reason, it's not like they're running or it's an intense action scene, they're just walking. And the camera's bouncing all over the fucking place, it's time to stop. It's time to get help. Maybe you didn't have the money to afford a rigging for your camera, and so the guy was walking as they were going. I don't know, but at this point, it's not okay. It's not okay. Seriously, I want to find the camera person, and I want to beat the ever-loving fuck out of them. Okay, wait, Hansel and Gretel, let's see, 2020. Oh my god, it was such a bad movie. It was such a fucking bad movie. Cinematography. Gallo Oliveris. Not a clickable name, so looks like he might be new. Alright. Nope. He's done a bunch of stuff. Oh, he's only done a bunch of short films. This is the first film he shot, which wasn't just a short film. This is his first motion picture working on, so. Alright. Let's see who else we have. Oh, okay. Julia Wong edited the film. Okay, Alright, Julia also edited X-Men Last Stand, so I feel like I know enough about her that I don't need to see this anymore. Josh Ethier also edited, and he doesn't have a clickable name, like a couple other people on here don't, so I'm gonna assume he also is pretty new to this whole thing. So I'm just going to say, oh, it was a budget of $5 million. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is that this was one of the first major films of the director, the writer, some of the people editing it, the person behind the camera. This just was a learning opportunity for them. And in that case, hey, you tried your best. Yeah, the story didn't make any sense. And yeah, the dialogue was terrible and it had no redeeming qualities, but you tried. And I feel like trying gets you something, right? And I'm sure you can make back the $5 million in the box office. Somehow. So I've changed my mind. Everybody. These people are obviously new to this. They want to build a career off of this. Go see their movie. At least help it so that they don't lose a bunch of money on this movie. And maybe just write them an email or send them a tweet and say, hey, maybe next time make a movie that makes sense and doesn't make me want to blow my brains out in the theater. I don't know. Something like that. Whoa! Did you know the lady who plays the older witch in this movie was the Borg Queen? Whoa. I thought she looked familiar. Dang.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of...
Oh, and by the way, the girl who plays Gretel in this movie is the actress who played Beverly in It. So I was actually really excited to see her, but even her being a good actress, she couldn't save this movie. Also, a good thing is there weren't a lot of jump scares, which I think are the cheapest scares you can do. And it's PG-13, so you don't get any hot orgy scenes or anything.